So if we have a line that goes something like that, we can see the steepness of it. If we had one that went something like this, it would be a little more steep. If we graphed an equation or a line and we had one that went like this, it's not very steep at all. It's just kind of a flat line. Okay, so the idea of the slope of a line. Okay, so when we have y equals mx plus b, and we know that's called the slope-intercept form of the equation, and this little coefficient on x right here, this letter m, this represents the slope of a line. Okay, that's going to be where the slope is. So this is a very handy equation. It tells you what the slope is. So we know that slope is equal to m. Okay, and then m is equal to the rise over the run. Now, when we talk about the rise over the run, we could say, well, if we think about a staircase, okay, so a staircase, when you go up a staircase, there's the part your foot goes on, and then it goes up, and then the part that your foot goes on again, and the part that goes up, and so on. Okay, so the part that you put your foot on is called the run, and where that staircase goes up is called the rise. This kind of reminds you of our graph, right? This little staircase idea, and how the graph goes, or the line goes up at a slant, and it is the rise over the run. So remember from 095 when we talked about ratios and rates, and we can see that we've got the rise to the run. And it is a comparison or a ratio of the way it goes up to the way it goes across. So there's another little thing here that has the rise over the run. So the rise is going to be our y values, and we'll write y sub 2 minus y sub 1. Okay. Over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, which really makes sense when you think about it, that the rise would be those y values, and the x's are the ones that go across. The x-axis goes across, so the x values would be the run, where the y values would be the rise. So if we look at this and think, okay, our rise over our run, and we've got these two ordered pairs here, the ordered pair 4 and 6, and the other ordered pair 1 and 2. So we have two ordered pairs, and what we're going to do is subtract our y values, and then we're going to subtract our x values. So don't worry, don't get concerned over the y sub 2 minus y sub 1. It's just telling you to choose a y. Okay, so again, we have this whole little choice thing. So we're thinking, well, we're going to have the rise over the run, and we're going to choose a y from one of those pairs. Doesn't matter which pair. If we choose the 6, because remember, these pairs are always first x and then y. So if we choose the 6, then we'll write 6 minus, okay, now if we chose the 6 here for this y, we're going to be subtracting the 2 from the other ordered pair. So when it says y sub 2 minus y sub 1, it's just saying take one of those y's and subtract the other y from it. And the reason we come up with the little subs there is just so that you make sure whatever pair you choose your first y from, you also have to choose your first x from. So we chose the 6 and we subtracted the 2. That means we have to choose the 4 from the same pair. So that's why the little sub 2's and sub 1's, just to say make sure you choose the same pair. So we've got 6 minus 2. That means we have to choose from the same pair 4 minus 1. Okay. And then when we do that subtraction, okay, we're going to have 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So now we know that our slope, our rise over our run, our slope is equal to 4 over 3. Okay, so now you're thinking, well, if you can choose either pair, what if I chose the 2 instead of the 6? Well, let's do that. Okay, so we'll say, okay, we are going to choose the 2 for our y sub 2, for our first y that we're going to choose. Okay, and then we are going to subtract the 6. On the bottom, we have to choose the x value from the same pair that we chose the 2 from. So we're going to choose the 1 and subtract the 4. Then we have 2 minus 6 is negative 4, and 1 minus 4 is negative 3. Well, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so we have a positive slope 4 over 3. So our slope, m, is equal to 4 over 3. Excuse me. It's exactly the same slope, so it doesn't matter which y you choose. Either way, you're going to end up with the same slope.